Finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power.
Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes.
For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers,
Against the authorities,
against the powers of this dark world,
against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms.
Therefore, put on the full armor of God,
so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground.
and after you have done everything to stand,
stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist,
with the breastplate of righteousness in place,
and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace.
In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith,
with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one,
Take the helmet of salvation
and the sword of Spirit,
which is the word of God.
My name is Audrey, and we are in our Armor of God series. This is week 2, right?
Yep.
And we're talking all about the armor of God, specifically the breastplate of righteousness. So Bryson, what is righteousness?
Such a good question. What we know from the Bible is that righteousness is an attribute of God, an attribute that He freely gifts us. And the meaning of righteousness is to be holy and without blame and to be in right standing with Him. And righteousness is something that we naturally desire as we continue our walk with God and pursue Him daily. In Matthew 5:6, it says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied." And this promise of Jesus is that when we desire and pursue righteousness, we will be filled and we will be made whole through the grace of His righteousness. As we move on to question number 2 of the breastplate of righteousness, I'm actually going to ask Chad, how does the breastplate of righteousness protect us?
It's a wonderful question. You know, if you look at a physical breastplate and a set of armor, it protects your vital organs, specifically your heart. In the same way, this spiritual breastplate protects our heart, our inner self. It protects the heart from sin entering, which could turn into bitterness and anger, and it instead allows you to choose forgiveness. If we look in the Bible, at Proverbs 4, verse 23, it says, "Guard your hearts above all else, for it determines the course of your life." If you are desiring righteousness, you have to avoid allowing sin to dictate the trajectory of your life. So our final question today, Audrey, how do we put on the breastplate of righteousness?
Well, as we know, the armor of God isn't just a one-time thing, but it's a daily thing. And there are 2 practical ways that we came up with to put on the breastplate of righteousness daily. The first one being, be in the Word daily. Psalm 119:11 says, "I have stored up your word in my heart, that I might not sin against you." As we continue to be in the Word day and night, and let Him purify us, we become more holy and more like Jesus. And guys, we just came out with our official Beach Student devotions for this series, and you can find them in our Instagram bio. There's going to be a QR code, I think. And this is a great practical way to go even deeper in your study of the Word. And we really encourage you guys, if you maybe don't know where to start in the Bible, these are a great helpful tool for just that. And then our second practical way that we can be putting on the breastplate of righteousness is simply, as you're going throughout your day, making decisions, asking yourself, is my heart being protected by this decision? And is it walking in the light of righteousness? And that may seem simple, but as we make decisions, little and big, every day, it's very effective. And so, to sum it up, our final point would be, our God is not a controlling God that makes us do things, but He wants to protect us as we walk in the freedom of righteousness that He has freely gifted us.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.